Hello everyone, welcome back to another live stream. Today we have the over-the-air that is coming out. Hopefully it's going to bring about some pretty cool changes. The last few have been, in my opinion, a little bit lackluster. So hopefully this one ends up feeling pretty good. But until that happens, we're going to play a little bit of, I called it Prod because I think this is the deck that Hydra Prod has been largely navigating. It is it's kind of a stat deck that has some pretty cool counter components. The Shadow King, I think, is very, very strong right now. Red Guardian also has a lot of utility. And then we have just a handful of other good cards that can pressure the board in a lot of ways. And then Zon Aster, you are the first one here. Welcome in. Hopefully you're having a great one. So while people are filtering in, Freak Mojo, welcome in. While people are filtering in, we're going to go ahead and we'll jump into a couple of games as we wait for the over-the-air to drop. Hopefully it brings about some cool things. And then Freak Mojo, I think I already called it out, but welcome in. General Sergeant got here super early. You did within the first minute. I started a little bit later today. I woke up late because my daughter didn't go to sleep until way too late. So I woke up late and got a jump on the day a little bit later than I normally do. And then Mod, welcome in. Hopefully you're having a great one. Danny, welcome in as well. All right, so the Nexus is, I think, decent for us. We have Red Guardian for any, if it's a discard for like Iron Man, for Dracula. We have Shadow King for any large scaling. And we already have our Kitty Pryde for a little bit of burstiness as well. I'm early for once. You are early for once, Danny. So quite frankly, I've never been happier. Zon, what, to be early? Well, either way, I'm glad you're here. And then Krispy Kreme, thank you so much for the resub with your Prime for the 4th month. You may notice that we had a bit of a drop off. Oh, not quite. Tomorrow we're going to start seeing a pretty major drop off in sub points. And so the re-ups will be very welcomed. And then on the YouTube side of the horror story, welcome in. Hopefully you're having a good morning or afternoon. It's afternoon at this point. Ooh, so we got the Wong. We sniped it out. Could be a Mr. Negative deck. I think we leave the left relatively open for now. Yeah, the Wong is huge. I think we see Mr. Negative, and so we're still worried about Iron. Ooh, well, that's gonna be another good target. We have the Red Guardian that's gonna snipe the Iron Man. It's just super unfortunate for him. So then I think maybe just a Kitty Pryde. We hold the Hydra Bob for now. Maybe we draw into Sasquatch. We can do Sasquatch Bob on the last turn. We should have snapped earlier. When we saw that we sniped the Wong, I think we probably should have snapped at that point. Oh, he knew. Yeah, he knew. I know my sub is up when I gotta watch them ads. Here comes another Prime sub. Well, I'll look forward to the notification, Hydra King. And then Bottle Cape, long time no see. Were you able to go full time? We were, Bottle. So we actually went well over the 1,000 goal. We hit, I think at the peak it was like 1560. They've started dropping off since then because it's been about almost close to a month since we kind of started ramping up, but we were able to hit the number we needed to. And then some. Then Logan, TLSG without a beard is scary. I know. I don't like it either. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't care for it either. But the reason that I did it was for my daughter. And so I guess we all kind of have to suffer, Logan. I'm the only one having problems getting into the new pocket patch. Danny, yeah, no. Unless it happened today. Last night I was able to log in without any issues. And there it is, Hydra King. Thank you so much for the resub. Hopefully you're having a great one so far. Here's my last 3 keys and missed out on Oxen. But I did get Makari for what it's worth. Makari is always pretty good value. She's just kind of a boring card. Let's go Gwynpool here. They're all going to stack on Mysterio in the perfect world. That way we just have a major flood on the last turn. If your kid asks for something nicely, you got to do it. Yeah. Yeah, and she's having a hard time with my wife being gone to Florida to help out over there. So I figured it'd be a nice way to give her something to be excited about. I guess we could have done Mysterio already. Poor Gwynpool's going through it. Scotta said, do it, please. Oh no, I typed your name wrong. Over there's live. Perfect timing. I'm a sucker for my daughters. Yeah, sir. Saragost? Saragost? Yeah, me too. This is 8 and 6. It's 14 plus the 7. 21. Don't win that way. Maybe we win this way. Only an extra 6 here, though, which is pretty poor. They could do, what, Magneto? Jeff move. Yeah, the extra 6. We needed, what, an extra 7 to tie? Are we buffing Shadow King? I don't know. 2-3 Shadow King's crazy? Yeah. We'll have my prime till I die. I'm 32. Hopefully a while, Hydra King. Hopefully a while. We needed a tiny bit more in mid. All right. We didn't have a way to still the left. Let's check out the over there. Apparently, from the reaction, it's pretty bad. Oh, okay. Wait, Storm is 4. Oh no, they murdered they murdered her. I feel like a simpler solution. Demigod TV, thank you so much for the resub for 2 months at tier 1. Very much appreciate the support and very much appreciate having you here. I feel like the simpler solution would have been make Legion not interact with the flooded location the way that he does. Similar to the location that copies it, because the copied version doesn't end that turn, it ends the following turn. But let's see. There we go. And so the balance patch, we have Storm 3-2 to 4-5.
Hey, welcome. It took you long enough.
I feel like before the War Machine Legion stuff, Storm was for a long time not used because it's a pretty risky maneuver with all of the movement stuff that we have. And so the problem was the War Machine Legion stuff, not necessarily Storm. I feel like this is a miss. I feel like the 4-5 is just a huge miss here. And then Sunday 28, thank you so much for the Prime sub and support. Does Rock Slide at 4-5 mess up the curve to the Toxic deck you posted? Probably. We probably have to slot in Zabu. So Misery 4-8, we knew that one. Electro 3-2 to 3-3. Electro's kind of been outpaced with all of the other energy cheat that we have now. So that's fine. Nothing crazy with the 3-3. I don't know that it makes a huge difference, but sometimes 1 point of value. And then 3-3 to 4-5. Rockslide used to be a 4 cost way back when. And people called it a nerf when they brought him down to 3 cost. I called it a buff. 4-5 definitely hurts though, because now you have to kind of try to curve into Zabu, which means you have to like more actively build into the fact that you're trying to do that, that you're trying to get a whole bunch of rocks their way. So I think it'll be fine, but I think it'll force the use of a Zabu. Then Shadow King. The Shadow King one is crazy to me. Shadow King feels like one of the best tech cards in the game right now, because almost everything we have scales off of either replay or bounce or whatever. Shadow King felt like one of the strongest cards. And so we're giving it an extra point of power. Scotty, you said today has been crazy. I started at 89.68, went up to 89.95, went down to 804, and then now at 89.70. So a huge amount of swings, Scotta. And then we have Claw, losing 1 point of power. That's okay. I think Claw has been really strong, especially for an early game card. Like the 8 point of value is just so tough to deal with whenever you're not fully expecting it. Daredevil getting 1 extra point, not bad. We have Meek going from 1-0 to 1-1. I don't think it'll make a big difference for him, but maybe we'll see a little bit more of the guy. And then Typhoid Mary going from ongoing, your cards have -1 power, to your other cards here have -1 power. And so we could use that in maybe a Scar deck to a decent degree. Scotty, you said you think it'll take the place of a Tuma. Are you still running Arrow in yours? Game list all month. I just got a 1250 point Daredevil bounty. You got that's such a huge Daredevil bounty. Yeah, so it feels like Typhoid Mare is the only like major change. The extra point of value is decent on like Daredevil or Storm. I think Rock Slide is fine. You just have to restructure how you build your deck. Wait, what does the Typhoid Mary change mean? So previously when you played Typhoid Mary, it impacted all of your cards with -1. Now it's kind of like a Tuma, where it only affects cards at that location. And so now she impacts at most -3 power, instead of at most 4, 8, 11 power. Because she's only infecting that one lane. And then on the YouTube side, we have some chatter going on. I don't play Bounce at all, but I got Toxin with 1 key, so I'm using him in a mill deck. Hopefully it's going well, and a buff deck. Buff deck could be kind of cool. Yeah, Cerebro 2 is gutted with the change to Storm. This is kind of where I want to start at. Do I need to restart for the changes to take effect? Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna close out. We're gonna reload just to make sure it pushes through. I thought you were talking to me, Scotta, and I was gonna say I don't remember facing you today. Cerebro 3? Cerebro 3 buffed with... Which one of the changes buffed Cerebro 3? Daredevil? Yeah, Daredevil and Shadow King. Probably more so the Shadow King, but Daredevil could slot in there now too. All C2 cards going to C3 except for Storm. Yeah. Yeah, Shadow King, Storm were the best in that one. It already was kind of on its lifeline, I think. fine with everything here except the Shadow King. The Shadow King and Storm to me are the ones that feel like the biggest misses, honestly. Anything besides Misery confirmed? Yeah. So the patch, the notes are out, and so it should be live. They were posted on the Discord. So the Typhoid Mary, it seemed like, I don't know if you saw the leak from Novice, but it seemed like those were accurate. Yeah, I liked Storm in a lot of decks, even outside of like the War Machine stuff. And so it feels bad. Like now you have to try to like cheat your way into that with like a Psylocke, with like a Zabu. Maybe you can still make it happen, but it's going to be much less reliable. And Skada, having saved up yesterday, has the timeout banked. Said it's the same Storm is paying for the War Machine buff. Yeah. So what is Jessica Jones for? Yeah, I don't know. She was already in a pretty rough spot, and then now like even early game, like I feel bad for it feels the worst for like the early game players. And then Quick Finger, you got a couple minutes to think about what you did too. It feels the worst for early collection players, like seeing a card like that get nerfed. Even though, like, that's when you're going to be playing the Jessica Joneses. That's when you're going to be playing all of those other things. But just looked over the notes. Surprising Shadow King buff at all? Yeah, so am I. I'm surprised he didn't get nerfed, honestly. Yeah, I don't know why they changed that either, but we are going to launch into a couple of games with the newly buffed up Typhoid Mary. I think Shadow King was 4 cost at one point. Yeah. Yeah, that kind of feels in line. You said Agent Venom is OP, but $10, might as well buff Shadow King to offset it. Yeah. I am interested, as from a positive note, I am interested in this Typhoid Mary change. All right, first up we have Depo Podopolis. Give it my best shot. Yeah, Agent Venom is still nuts. Like nothing here hurt him at all. All right, let's go. Go Mysterio right. And we still have the backup line from Typhoid Mary with the 0, but just on the off chance you can still play her, she's not like a dead draw. Incubus said Radiant incoming. Shadow Legends raid. It feels like they have one interesting change per over there. Atuma, Agatha. To be fair, Agatha came with, I think, a couple of other cool changes. But the Agatha one was, I think, the big headliner in it. Wait, you said Atuma better? Atuma better than what? Than the Typhoid Mary? The Type Explosive said raid. Atuma will destroy After Arc. That's true. I guess we could have Atuma to the left to clear up some space there. Maybe it's alright. This only goes to 10. So maybe we just throw it to the right. Tuma can only destroy the Mysterio, which is fine. From Dara. I had a couple people scouting it out. Dara, thank you so much for the massive raid. I'm kind of surprised you didn't check out the over there, but I saw that you were playing, I don't remember the name, but the game looked pretty fun from the few minutes that I got to see before I launched up my raid. Thank you so much for the raid, Dara. Hopefully you're having a fantastic one, and hopefully you had a great stream. Oh, he's in Australia. Yeah. I knew he was in Australia. I didn't know what his sleeping schedule looked like, though. Only power changes? Typhoid Mary was the only, I think, like, really interesting change. The unfortunate change was, I think, Storm. And I'm also kind of questioning the Shadow King change as well. But there, let's make sure you get a shout out. I'm sure that everybody here knows who you are, but just in case, if you haven't seen any of Dara's stuff, make sure you hit the heart button, give him a follow. Fantastic content on his channel. He's been doing it for a long time. He's a great deck builder and a great entertainer as well. But agreed on Shadow King. Also wonder why on Claw. So Claw I can understand. Claw being that +8 power feels like it would be truly warping on that early game experience. And it's also fairly strong now. So it feels like it would be pretty warping on the early game experience, like as a new player. I know that when I ran new accounts, I ran like a Claw Onslaught setup so that I could just win 2 lanes by only stacking in 1. So Claw I can kind of understand to keep a pretty healthy like mix of decks viable. The Shadow King feels like one of the best tech cards right now because we have so much, and it feels like every deck is operating on like scalable power. And then we give him an extra point of power. Shadow King buff is bonkers. Yeah. I'm really the most torn up about the Storm one. Like Rockslide kind of stinks at 4 cost, but he's been there before. Now you just kind of have to force in a Zabu instead. The Storm, however, feels like she was in a rough spot before the War Machine Legion mix came about, and so now it feels like even outside of that, she's probably gutted. Like Jessica Jones does nothing for early game. Nobody talking about the crazy +1 power to Meek. I mean, he's definitely a card. I don't know that the 1 point on him makes a big difference because now you have things like Scorn that you would much rather run there in its place. Let's kill every card like the death of Adam Warlock. Thanks, second dinner. I don't know. I feel really good about the Storm being changed to 4+ major personal power buff. Yeah, if you can Zabu or Psylocke, but now you have to like actively build around it. So I feel like the amount of times that will happen is probably a bit lower. Hawk was getting a little too strong. Yeah, I don't mind the Rockslide change. Like, Rockslide has been there before. It kind of forces in the need to run Zabu. So I don't mind it at all. And then Nova, welcome in. Hopefully you're having a great one so far. Well, RIP to our Zabu. That's fine. We don't need it. RIP the Moon Knight version, though? Oh, the Moon Knight version of the Hawk deck? Yeah, that's true. I feel like that deck was okay, but I didn't enjoy playing it. It felt like I didn't have any kind of way to address anything that I was getting hit with. So it always felt like I was kind of like at their mercy. Trooper 2 was my nostalgia deck. Yeah. Rockslide along with another 3-drop for Athena. Yeah, another 3-drop like Cassandra Nova. It definitely hurts that one. We have the real Mysterio over here, so if they don't play anything here, then we can still win this location. That's what I'd be betting on.
Victory.
Bluesman, you said that deck was fun. Adam Warlock was never playable with 0. I actually enjoyed Adam Warlock as a 2-0 more than the 5-5. But 2-0, sometimes you ran like a cheeky... there were a couple of versions that I ran that were very combo heavy, that ran like a Yellow Jacket or a Wasp. So you could start drawing extra cards on turn 2. And if you get even 2 procs from it, then you're almost all the way through your deck, and you don't really have to like reinforce too heavily into that lane after that point. And so I enjoyed Adam Warlock a lot more at 2-0 than 5-5. 5-5 seems like it's just way too late in the game. Storm make Cerebro 5 even more of a thing. You can wipe out the problem locations, but I don't know. I don't know that it doesn't have a lot of like tech answers to a lot of stuff though. Yellow Jacket plus Adam Warlock on OG Galactus era. I did enjoy a good Adam Warlock at that point. May not have ever been like the best, but it helped make sure that you were going to draw into those pieces you needed.
Opponent snapped.
Ooh. Sitting on a very heavy hand. Yeah, we wouldn't get anything in Gamma Lab. We would have to compete for just left and right. I don't know that it's worth it. Nice hand of playable cards there. I know. It was our entire bottom half of the deck. Like, the likelihood of us drawing into anything else that was playable. Wild. All 6 of your most expensive cards. You know, sometimes you just get hit with the bottom half of your deck. I feel like that... I don't know that I've ever had that happen. Usually it can get close, but you have bits and pieces elsewhere. But to get the most expensive 6 is great. Surtur next month is going to make this deck so much better. Surtur next month is going to be... I'm looking forward to it. I initially read the card as you only get the plus power 1 time. But... So it's every time you play a card with 10 plus. So you play like 3 throughout the game. He's all of a sudden a 5, 7, 8, 11, 13, 14 power card for a 3 cost. Is going to be crazy. And even being able to play 2, so Surtur on 3, a 10 plus power card on 4, then a 10 plus on 5, you'll get a free Scar. So I think we're going to see a rise of those decks, and also probably a rise of, like, Shang-Chi. Yeah, he's going to be really good on this deck. Yeah, Surtur used to be data mined as specifically for played alongside Human Torch, which was wild. We don't have a great hand here. I think they're running your deck. I actually took some inspiration from Scotto on this one. Scotto popped in several times onto our chat. He's been climbing like crazy with a Scar deck. I don't know if he's running the Typhoid Mary. I know that his probably has Call Obsidian. I don't own Call Obsidian. That's the one card I don't own. And so instead I went a little bit of a different path. Just don't know what to do with some card like Kang. Yeah. Kang is way overdue for getting a buff, though. So we do this. That brings this down to 2. We can do Scar plus Mockingbird next turn. a thing with Kang is that they can take all the time they want, but he absolutely should not be purchasable. Yeah. I mean, he was okay, or at least usable in high voltage, but outside of that, almost worthless. And so they're going to have probably a Mockingbird, a Scar as well. So I think we probably lose this one. I'm okay losing it for, just depending on where the Real Mysterio is at. I'm okay losing it for an extra 1 cube, but we do probably lose it. Yeah, if he was still the main focus of the MCU movies, I'd be curious if they'd be more inclined or more motivated to change him quickly. Kang, that is. And then on the YouTube side, you said Grandmaster goes well with Gwynpool, so maybe add her and Zabu. Or plus Zabu could be, I think, okay. And then Davut, welcome in. Hopefully you're having a great day so far. Hope I don't start seeing more Arsham with the change to the Hawk package. Ooh, yeah, the Mockingbird left. Big. And then T Greenathy, thank you so much for resubbing for 2 months at tier 1. That is a... Could we have won if we pushed Mockingbird left? Would have been 9 less here. It would have been 20. We would have been 15. The Mockingbird left. Yeah, we had a shot to win that one had we split up our 2. Kang was replaced for Doctor Doom. Yeah, in the MCU. Yeah. And hopefully that arc is good. I feel like the MCU movies have been kind of lacking. Oop. We have a quick ad that's running now. I'm gonna wait to jump into any game until after it gets a little bit closer. But we'll be right back. It's a minute and a half of ads, and then we'll be back at it. And in the Choco, are you currently in Adland? I don't want to answer your question if you're in Adland. You're not? Okay. So I actually finished watching the last episode of Penguin yesterday, maybe 2 days ago. My days are running together. We're not in Adland? Some people are in Adland. What in the cook is happening here? So it's leaning into the new Typhoid Mary change. So it's some inspiration from Skada, who's been climbing like crazy with a similar list. I think Crossbones ultimately should be Cole Obsidian, especially since we have like Squirrel Girl, Zabu, Zero. We should almost always have a 1 cost to lean into. But it has the pretty good tech cards of Cosmo, Shadow King. Both are very, very strong right now. And then the rest is just slamming big power down. Skada, good game. We took a gamble. I didn't think you were going to invest heavier into the left. Otherwise, we could have split our 2. We had a shot, but I went with my gut. My gut was wrong. And so I thought the Penguin was actually pretty good. I enjoyed it. I think they have to keep you on your toes. Like the first episode was definitely like kind of like a shock with everything that was happening. Towards the end, it feels more like, okay, we expected at this point. I think they have to continue to find some way to like surprise you. Yeah, you don't need to watch the Batman necessarily. Like I don't have a lot of background insight into like the Penguin as a character, other than him being in like the Batman or Gotham universe. And I still thoroughly enjoyed Penguin. And then Lanham, you said you personally recommend, I think I missed it, Agatha. I want to watch it. I haven't yet. I really enjoyed Loki. I enjoyed Loki so much. I didn't care so much for WandaVision, if I'm honest. WandaVision felt like it ramped up too slowly for me. Like the first probably, I want to say 5 episodes, I was like, I don't know what is going on here. And then towards the end, it was fine. Like it tied it all together. But leading up to that felt very, very slow. I know a lot of people loved it. Maybe it just wasn't for me. So if we do something like 0 Shadow King or Shadow King 0, we could play Sasquatch next turn. That lets us potentially do a Crossbones Scar on the last turn. And then T Green if you the timeout. Oh, he said for Skada? Okay. Scott, I have yours copy pasted, and so they're quick now. They're quick. Oh no, Mindscape. I wasn't even paying attention to the location. Oof. Well, they're gonna get a whole bunch of hefty cards. The Mockingbird will be very playable for them because of the Mysterio. What if King's Rework put something like on reveal all cards played next turn or put in random locations? I feel like initially that feels cool, but that would I think if that was played often, that would be super frustrating. It would be one of those effects that I think becomes very novel very fast. We have a whole bunch of nothing here. The U.S. agent hurts our Sasquatch, hurts whatever big card they play. But we can't really do much else. Be something like this. I don't think it wins it. They have Mockingbird. They can't do the Crossbones. But Mockingbird at 2 costs because of Sarah. The Scar at 5. They can't do both of those. I think Typhoid Mary and Ajax could be decent. I think when something like Hazmat already exists, I feel like Typhoid Mary just doesn't cut it enough. Yeah, we should have ran for this one. We knew what they had. We knew they could do the Mockingbird and then potentially something else that they drew. I wanted to see it play out though. And so I remember when Ajax first came out, like the first thought was Typhoid Mary. The problem with that always became that you were hurting your cards to get the same value just stacked into Ajax. And so it's a lot easier to use him as like a 2-card engine with Hazmat instead of like a build around for Affliction. Cranky Pancake, thank you so much for the resub with your Prime for the 4th month. He said, hey everyone, hope you have a great stream, TLSG. Thank you so much, Cranky Pancake. Hopefully you're having a great day. Next up, we have Antonacci Enjoyer. Let's go ahead and start in Black Vortex. That could be really good for our potential Scar later on, depending on what we transform the Zabu into. Living Tribunal is not the good card we wanted to see. Oh, no. Well, now I guess it doesn't matter where we stack our cards. But the opponent also knows that they only have to stack into 2 lanes to be able to win. What about an Ajax Scar deck? Now we're cooking. We might be cooking. But I feel like I don't know. Are you talking about using like Ajax on 5 to get a discount on Scar?
Opponent snapped.
We're going to try to pick back up the Korg Sable, and we're going to block it. And there's no rush for us to do the Mockingbird, or the Squirrel Girl, or the Mockingbird. Beautiful. Like a book. Poor Toxin. So we have one lane locked down. Now we just need to figure out the other. What if it is like a Crossbones Squirrel Girl? makes our Mockingbird 1 cost. They can Falcon. Yeah, they can Falcon, but they have to have Falcon in hand, and they have to waste a turn to be able to do it. And so, like, they might have it, but they have to waste a very valuable extra bounce on it. So I guess saying that we had it completely locked down might be a bit much. It's just a lot harder for them to enable it. Apocalypse not great for them. I think we go ahead and double stack here with the Sasquatch Mockingbird, and then we'll see what we draw next turn. We have the option for a Shadow King. I think we should slot Tribune into our lists. You might be cooking now. And then Falcon also, they'd have to have a lot of hand space because they would pull the Raptors first if they had Falcon. But instead it's Misery, so 2 demons are on the way. Into a 4-cube retreat. We'll take it. We'll take it. We'll gladly take it. That's the only downside to bounce decks, is it's kind of telegraphed when you're wanting to pull those back in. We'll take the 4. Let's jump over into the next. Bosh said, I appreciate you donating me a couple of cubes. It's been a rough couple of days on ladder. Really thinking of your viewers first and foremost. Wait, did we match today, Bosh? If so, yeah, I had a rough run a little bit earlier. Then anything I can do to help out. Then the Mindscape stay. Yep. I knew what we sent you. You had the Sarah down, but I wanted to see it play out. Tribunal to 10 power, or we riot. Tribunal at 10 power, then we might be cooking with the slot in. Other than that, it's cope. All right, next up we have Helios. First location is Fogwell's Gym. Could you see Storm in C5? Potentially. Potentially now in C5, since you have things that can go wide. With the Doctor Doom, with Scarlet Spider, it might be worth it to slot in. But I think a 4-cost, 5-power Storm is, in general, really rough for the ability she provides. So the second location being Mount Vesuvius. We will hold our snaps until either after turn 5 or depending on if we want them to, if we want to like trick them into staying, or if maybe we want to put the pressure on them to potentially leave. If we snap, we may just, if we're not super confident, we may just try to stay for regular.
Opponent snapped.
Our locations are pretty congested now. With the Aranya, they could have some big move pieces, so we might be in trouble. They were targeting the War Machine list with the Storm change. Yeah, it feels like they had to, or they had to have been, but that still feels really, really bad to me. We go Crossbones, potentially Typhoid Mary mid. We do have a Shadow King, so as long as they don't have the Human Torch, I guess if they hide it behind Cosmo, we can't really do anything. So 0 is for Mary or Atuma? Potentially both. Or if we're dropping Sasquatch, we can always drop it after that. Wait, what happened to our... Have we not had our deck tracker up? Oh, it's on the screen. It's not on mine. There we go. So the Toxin pulled back in. Big Human Torch. They'll be able to end the big Human Torch over here, won't they? Won't even have a chance to Shadow King it. Now, had we done Cosmo mid, I think we had a better shot. Then they wouldn't be able to like Iron Fist push the Human Torch around. I think the play definitely would have been Cosmo mid. in hindsight. Get an extra 1 power over here. Maybe make them think that they have to push with the Venom. I'm going to give this to them before we're locked in for the 4.
Escape.
Is Cole an okay sub for Sasquatch? I think Cole Obsidian is fine. My ideal replacement for Cole Obsidian would be Crossbones. I just don't have Cole Obsidian. Sasquatch really feels like it feeds into the Mysterio piece of it. And so I feel like you definitely lose a little bit of your like potential double drop last turn power by not having Sasquatch. But you can probably sub it out. You just lose a little bit of like burst. And then Waterboy, I've been doing well. We're having a pretty good day. We have the changes, the over there changes that some of them feel more questionable than others, but still overall having a really good day. You think you'll be disappointed by the vault offerings? Yeah, I don't think I'll engage in the vault offerings at all. Because it doesn't... It's just another cosmetic. At that point, it's just kind of another cosmetic, and I don't engage with most of the variants anyways. Yeah. So I'll take a look at them. I'll look at and appreciate the variants, but I probably won't buy anything. So with the Mysterio, we don't want to play it now because of the Bifrost, unless we think we can get enough in one of those lanes early enough that it would be worthwhile. So like next turn, we could do 2, 3, 4, 5. We could do a 1-cost Mockingbird. Yeah, we can probably stack a Sasquatch Mockingbird prior to that point. It's probably not a good idea to go ahead and do the Mysterio. We can Ajax, yeah. Gonna all in right with Mysterio. Maybe we could have. Scorpion really hurts our Scar synergy. And then Second City with the emote only chat. We're gonna jump over into emote only for 2 minutes, and then we'll be right back, you guys. I feel like this lane really suffers though by doing this. We could always do something like this. I don't think it's going to be enough, though. I think the Scorpion definitely hurts us in our ability to get, like, a Scar down this turn, potentially. Scar instead of Mockingbird. And since they have the Luke Cage, I assume we see Wiccan here. Yeah. No way to stop the Hazmat capped in 2 of the 3 lanes. Yeah. Yeah, we'll jet out of this one. Man thing, Ghost, yeah. We'll give him that one. I just need Anime Sarah and Lightning Sword Black Knight. Are those data mines? They kind of hurt us at every turn of the game there.
Escaped.
We should be getting close to freeing you guys from emote only chat. As we wait just a couple more seconds, then you guys will be free. I always enjoy a good emote only chat, seeing what emotes you guys have at your disposal. So go ahead and free you guys. You guys are free once again as we queue into our next match. Storm nerf was so whack, ruining good series 2 because of War Machine. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I don't like the that's the probably the biggest card that I have an issue with being changed on that patch was Storm. Everything else, like I get it, except for Shadow King. Shadow King feels like he probably didn't need an extra point of power. He was already pretty solid as is. Calibrex, you're going to try Sarah Control. The Zabu, Miss Marvel, Legion, and throw in Storm. Storm might be okay as like the one-off cards now. Throne Room could be pretty cool for like, Sasquatch, Typhoid Mary, all of those. We could do Cosmo, or we could just go with the 0, lead into Typhoid Mary next turn. Go ahead and try that. The patch leak? Not the patch, but the Over There came out. The Over There was released. Everything gets a nerf except for bounce. Let's go Typhoid Mary. Turn 5. We could do Crossbones probably in the right lane. I don't think we'll have the lead in mid. Wait, do they not have a way to change dagger anymore? Are they running a cloak? We also have Shadow King primed for this left location. If they don't have like a cloak. Yeah, cloak or strange. Yeah, we have a Shadow King primed and ready for it though. So as long as they... Yeah, there's the strange.
I am the Sorcerer Supreme.
Ooh, and dagger and cloak. So not one or the other, but it was both. So comes like a Shadow King. Scar Mysterio. We address any of their cards that moved over here to double up on power. The big power left. I guess if they did like a Heimdall, Vulture would move over. Might still be fine. Happy to see Scar getting some love again. Probably got Cosmo or Eliath.
Such
Living Tribunal is crazy. They're gonna be very sadly mistaken. Oh no. They even emoted too, I think. Fortunate. Unfortunate for them. The Living Tribunal didn't do as much as they would have liked. They would have liked. I'll take those. Take the casserole. Let's jump into the next one. So a Tectonica. Is it TLSG your opinion about the Over There since Thanos nerf? Since about like overall the Over the Airs, I think some of them have been good. Like I liked the Loki change. I liked a few of the changes. I liked the Moon Knight change. But the last probably I'd say 3 or 4 have been very unimpactful. I guess they did bring Hela down the size with the extra negative affliction, the 1 less card from Hellcow. But in general, I think for the most part, they've missed some of the decks that were running rampant at that point in time. And so they felt very bring cards down, buff cards less, which I always like a good like either rework or revisioning of a card. And then turn 6, what's cooking, Mr. Over the Air? What's cooking? We have a Scar deck that's utilizing the new Typhoid Mary and the crazily buffed up Shadow King for whatever reason. We're utilizing that as well. Let's go Atuma into Cosmo. We're gonna start our scaling. No way. We snipe them out with Cosmo. Rough. Super rough.
oh snap.
Yeah, the Zabu change was good. I think it makes him playable. It didn't make him crazy, but very much playable.
Victory.
Even Claw gets an undeserved nerf. Claw did take a stray there. So Straws, you said I'm surprised Agent Venom didn't change. I'm not. Agent Venom is still being sold right now. So unfortunately, it's kind of the way that it ends up working. So it is time for a quick set of ads before we jump over into the more gameplay. We're going to run a minute and a half and then we'll be right back, you guys. I don't think they change Agent Venom. Yeah. Yep. Maybe after the season if he's still dominant, but it feels like he's going to have free reign until that point. Because you don't want to tank your bottom line. Which I don't know. It feels bad because it feels like most of the decisions become very much that direction, and it's almost pretty prevalent. Like a new Typhoid Mary bundle comes out, we see a Typhoid Mary buff. It feels like things like that happen more often than they really should. What, Elsa changed while she was being sold? Or was Elsa changed while she was being sold? I think she was like, oh, it was immediately after. I was gonna say I think she was one of the few that got changed like while she was still like at the season pass. And then Rio, welcome in on the YouTube side. Hopefully you're having a great one. So next up we have Felipe Ferrari. First location, Clubhouse. We could get a 10 power bonus on Mockingbird potentially. Yeah, the first Elsa was way more powerful than Agent Venom. But Agent Venom still feels definitely overtuned for what he was, or for what he is. Yeah, Elsa at launch was crazy. It was crazy strong. Release Zabu was also broken levels of strong too. Yeah, you can still do Storm War Machine, but you have to go all into the combo now instead of being able to lightly dip your toes in. We're gonna hold our Mysterio at least until 5. Then maybe we throw it if we draw like a Sasquatch or if we don't draw something better to play here. Over there sucks. Over there feels a little unfortunate. Like the Shadow King change, I think a lot of the changes are okay. There may be like they might be mild, but they feel okay for the most part. But Silver Sable hurting Typhoid Mary's a bit rough. Do that. Could also throw Stereo. Go ahead and throw like Shadow King. Zero. I think either way we're in for a rough finish here. The vault is open. I'll take a look at the vault after this. I blame Sizer for the Storm nerf. I feel like they should have nerfed the interaction with Legion onto the Storm locations instead of nerfing Storm herself. Four, 8, and 11 doesn't do it. 9 could potentially do it. I don't think we win this one. I think they have too much. They have an extra Gwynpool buff somewhere. That an arrow is in yours? I don't have enough. It's my favorite arrow. Ah, the change up here was unfortunate. I shifted the Vibranium. Vibranium mid, depending on where their real Mysterio is. I guess it didn't matter. We lost left anyways. Let's go check out the vault, the money vault. I don't intend to buy any of them, but it's just another one of the cosmetic features that we can look at, appreciate the art, and probably never engage with. Got the collector's vault.
To the vault.
Oh. So if you click the button, you come up with an entire web page with all kinds of stat lines and stuff like that. Like your odds of each one.
Sensational.
Said you only got one purple? Well, you see,
Sensational.
what happened was.
Sensational.
So were these were previous bundles, right?
Sensational.
You were offered that same bishop? Yeah.
Fascinating.
Definitely not worth 2,000. This is a pretty solid arrow. I have to admit. I like the arrow. Molar said I have all of those. I'll see myself out. Whew. We said 2,500 gold for a gold variant. My goodness. It's like ridiculous levels of gold that it costs. 2,000 for this is a good Spider-Man. I don't think I would ever do 2,000 though. How they made pay overpriced variants into an interesting thing. Yeah. So it's very similar to League of Legends. I don't know how many of you guys are current or ex-League players, but they had during the holidays, they had a shop that would come up with big discounts on skins, but those felt more worth. Like, I engaged with that one. I'm not gonna lie to you. I engaged with that one because it was like 80% off of this skin. You got a deal on it instead of it feeling like you're paid $40 for a variant that is not available anymore. That's the big difference as to why, like, I engaged with it on the League side. You said that arrow was part of a $5 bundle, and now it's like, what, $15 or it's like $15 worth of gold, right? Something like that. Can you show the variant upgrade? Which one? That one? League used to be so bad back when it first came out, before the rune system rework. So I haven't engaged with it since the rune system, but I did drop a lot of money on skins. Rouge, you said you got 2 of the 3 variants I'm looking for? Spider-Man and Arrow? You have to keep the FOMO intact? Yeah. Well, I mean, they're here. $500 Ari skin. I did not buy that one. I did buy DJ Sona, I think. That one was probably one of the more expensive skins that I bought. Oh, look. New variant on a card we don't use anymore. Another over-the-air victim for a Series 4, Series 5 card release. Had the Pulsefire Ezreal. Yeah, the Ezreal one on release was good. I like this Taskmaster variant, especially for a 700. My goodness, I think it's a very sleek one for 700. Just don't use Taskmaster anymore. Like that may be one of my, yeah. I thought for sure it would have been a 1200. 700, I would probably question. I would probably want to buy it for 700. Didn't Taskmaster cost 5? He did. He got nerfed up to 6 because of his interaction with, at that time, unreleased cards, which we assume was like Madam Web, Human Torch stuff. But he got moved to a 6 cost because of that. He had to pay for their sins, unfortunately. All right, let's go ahead and jump back into a couple more games. We looked at the Collector's Vault, kind of a cool feature, but over-the-air updates? Yeah, the over-the-air update is live. So we're trying out 2 of the changes. The very warranted buff of Shadow King. Like, I've never seen a card need a buff more than him. Counter against bounce. Mobius is decent against bounce. Cosmo does pretty good. Killmonger, yeah, like an invisible and Killmonger is pretty decent. Shadow King so underplayed, deserved that buff. I know, he was almost unusable at 2-2. If we're being honest. Yeah, the problem with it is that Shadow King is great at countering potentially one lane. But with bounce in its current state, bounce drops priority so well that Shadow King feels almost like a gamble in most cases. Oh. Do we know when the Collector Mastery is coming? We don't. We assume pretty soon, but we don't know exactly. Yeah, even bounce a lot of times does run Shadow King. And Kyle said, so what, bouncing a huge Human Torch on 5 to drop priority and then playing both Torch and Taskmaster? Yeah, that's what we think was the reason they changed Taskmaster. I don't think they said exactly what card caused it. Only that an upcoming card release was broken with Taskmaster at 0.5 or 5-0, so they changed it to 0. All right, let's go ahead and lock in the crossbones. I'm going to hold the Scar because Scar will be free. So glad they hit Storm instead of War Machine Legion. Yeah, that too. Another big oof. I don't really want the Squirrel Girl. Down. I guess we're just going to do this. Hope that they don't think we're going to play anything else in Project Pegasus. Oh, it's not the last turn. Oh, my goodness. In that case, we skip. Silveroth,
Hey,
425,
welcome. It took you long
423.
enough.
Thank you so much for the Prime sub. That pushes us up to 3 for the day. Very much appreciate having you here. Hopefully you're having a great day so far. And so now we do the same play. Like, I don't think anything changed with it. Other than like this. No, wait, hold on. Whoa, what are we doing? Oh, no, we need more in the left lane. Losing my mind. I'm guessing there isn't a good replacement for Sasquatch. Not with the Mysterio version, I don't think. If you don't have Sasquatch, I think I would take out probably the Mysterio, maybe the Squirrel Girl, maybe the Mockingbird.
Hey, welcome. It took you long enough.
and go like a different structure altogether. And then Akagel, thank you so much, or AKA Gel. Thank you so much for the Prime sub and support. Very much appreciate having you here. That pushes us to 4 for the day. And then Dulitha from the YouTube side, welcome in. Hope you're having a great one. Yeah, because I think the Mysterio definitely feeds into the Sasquatch here. Without it, you don't really, it doesn't really do enough for you. Glad they killed the Legion combo. I mean, yes, I'm glad that they addressed the Legion combo. I don't like the way that they addressed it. I would much rather have had like the way that Legion interacts with storm locations change. That way, you drop Legion on 5. The other 2 locations aren't locked that following turn. Or so many other options. Did you open your vault? I did. I have 4 purples and 2 blues. Yeah, the Legion combo can still be alive. It's just... I don't like to hate on Second Dinner, but they have this tendency to nerf the non-problem card in a combo. Sometimes, yeah. I think we do a double Cosmo here. Seeing the Zabu come down, we might be in for like, I was going to say Mr. Negative. Cosmo left? Unfortunate. Lockjaw. That was wild. Big Thor. Like buffing Shadow King. Yeah, Shadow King's the biggest miss here for me. Like he was already one of the strongest tech cards, and then now we have this. I kind of want to do a Tuma, but there's a chance that he destroys the Cosmo. If we could guarantee that he knocked out Squirrels, perfect. Although maybe on the last turn it won't matter. We're gonna do it. Knock out the Cosmo. Unfortunate. Snap. Yeah, we should have snapped way before. Especially with their Lockjaw left. But if we snap now, they definitely retreat.
Victory.
Favorite over-the-air change? You know, the... I was going to say Storm, but I can't even do that with a straight face. I think Typhoid Mary is an interesting change. Everything else felt either like just, all right, I kind of understand, to like, why did they change this? But Typhoid Mary, I think, is the only like one that really feels like it changed much. But I do enjoy the Typhoid Mary change. Because now I think, at worst, she's a 4/7 now. Versus at worst being like a 4-2 for impacting the rest of your board. And so is Typhoid Mary coming up in a bundle soon, Pablo? If so, like, that seems very in line. Oh, he said as it works better with the new card? Which new card? Oh, Surtur, right? All right, next up we have Quellas. First location, Vormir. I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice the Zabu. We don't need him on the board. Yeah, I was thinking of Typhoid Mary in a Nihilus as well. Use it with like a Debris so that you can make your rocks in that lane, Debris or Mysterio, make your rocks in that lane negative and then hit it with a Nihilus to send their way. I just didn't know how like niche that would end up being. Yoshi is such a good guy that he looks visibly uncomfortable when he has to say something negative. Yeah. Although I will call out, I don't care for the collector vault at all. It just feels like a way to put like a cool flair on a pay for expensive other expensive variants finish. Now we have to sacrifice a card here. Do Typhoid Mary. Let's go ahead and throw the Typhoid Mary. And we'll look to see what we can do about Vormir, but right now we just can't do much. I thought about throwing Cosmo right, but it looks like it wouldn't have done us much good. Luke Cage counter Valkyrie? No. Yes. Yes, I believe so. The Shadow King with Luke Cage interaction messed up my mind with all of them, but he should. They haven't sacrificed a card. They sacrificed a blade here. What if we did this? But I think a Modok or another big discard would be coming down mid. Yeah, Luke Cage counters everything except for Shadow King, which feels so strange, but... The Gambit? Discarding their Modok. Okay, well, Cosmo's run was short-lived. You had a good life, my friend. Oh, we're not winning here, so we can't play it. Oof. Oof. This is where Call Obsidian comes in, and is more handy because now we would have to like push harder in the left, which feels bad.
Victory.
9 splits on Iron Man, not a single gold. Oh, or ink. My goodness. 9 total or 9 since like 9 since the change happened. Either way, 9 is such a large number to not have at least one on either one of them. Pull over Typhoid. If you take, I wouldn't say you need coal. Coal is helpful for sure. I don't own coal. But if you take out Typhoid Mary, I say take out Arrow, or take out Zero, my goodness. If you take out Typhoid, take out Zero, add in, like, Hydra Bob. And it'd probably like, smooth out your curve a bit. So next up we have Yasuo. First location, Westview. Second one, Cloning Vats. So go ahead and throw on Squirrel Girl. I'm not gonna copy it with Cloning Vats. With Mysterio, we'll always copy at least one of them. Is this where the Storm funeral is taking place? It is, King Taro. Storm may be gone. She'll never be forgotten. She was a good card. Didn't deserve what happened to her. She went too early. Rest in peace, Storm. She had thousands of lovely variants, all of which are now much more useless. I think Storm can still be played, but without the War Machine Legion stuff, like she was already a really rough pick. And I feel like it's even worse now. And then King Taro 07, thank you so much for the one community gifted sub. Wait, Spida, you said now you're a baby? Oh, with the shave. I thought you were saying a baby because I was sad about Storm. Died of Legionitis. She did.
This just in.
I don't really care for the shaved face, but my daughter likes it. And my daughter's been having a tough time with my wife traveling for to help out with the hurricane impact. And so I figured I would shave it. 5 so that we can draw, we can play out the Mysterio. War Machine-itis? War Machine-itis as well, yeah. TLSG, is there any variants you missed out on that you're excited about getting with the new system? No. No, none. None at all. My daughter likes this is the best reason. Yeah, I wanted to give her something to be like excited about while her mom was still traveling. Oh wait, it's not the last. Oh my god, it's not the last turn. Oh. How often do vaults rotate? I don't know. We don't know. They said it would be coming in and out periodically. Can't believe we sold. I thought that was the last turn. Vault is the vault for October. So it's only around for 6 days. Gotta grab them quick. But they're almost as expensive as one of the Spotlight ones that rotate into the shop, which Spotlight ones are crazy cost. I have 1 purple and 5 blues. I guess I got really lucky. They were like, he's not going to buy any. We're going to send all the purples his way. Let's go with the... No. I'm just going to skip here. Only variants were good for anything other than filling albums. Yeah. And I get it. It's kind of the League of Legends approach where you get the exclusive thing that makes it desirable. But at least in League of Legends, it didn't feel like, at least I don't know about now. Whenever I played it before, it didn't feel like it was like so almost egregious where everything was pointing towards that. Like it felt like there were some times where goodwill was shown where the skins would be discounted because they were older. Here, these older variants are going for 2,000 gold because they're exclusive. The vault price is the Halloween scare for Marvel Snap. The jump scare on you. You pulled the new Taskmaster variant? Nice, Drew. Definitely not a bad one. I'm a little bit jealous of that. It's closer to Valorant's night market, not about discount counts. I haven't played much Valorant, so I guess I wouldn't be able to speak to that, but I'm guessing in Valorant it's more about like the exclusivity of them. So Psylocke, Sarah, we're a little bit... Living Tribunal? Vault is FOMO tax? Yeah. Yeah. I hope they don't sell much. They think about the pricing. Me too. I wish it was... I don't know. I hope no one gets Momoko Mystique. I will gatekeep my original one to oblivion. What was Momoko Mystique offered in?
Power must
A strange
be controlled.
negative deck. Probably cooked here. Blue Marvel definitely helps. Sage seals it over. What a crazy negative build. The vault is literally the Disney vault where they used to bring things out on VHS for a limited time, drive more sales from exclusivity. 1337, you said here to say that I'm loving Storm at 4? Really, Kun? Kundu? 1337. What kind of deck are you running it in? What's the best Surfer deck right now? I think there's a handful that are okay, but definitely as long as you have Shaw, you should have access to a pretty good one. Is it the Splat deck? The Splat deck I think is very, very strong, but it runs the unfortunateness of being very counterable. Like, if you run into a counterplay to it, you don't have a chance. But maybe we do need to pick up the Splat deck. Not that anything here benefited from the various decks. I have no idea what a great card for the Orange Cosmic would be. I don't know. The Tempo Storm with her new cost power ratio feels substantially better. What's the Splat deck? The Splat deck is a deck that runs Sarah, Onslaught, and then just an ungodly amount of 3-cost cards, so that you can flood like Hitmonkey, you can flood Mystique, you can flood Strong Guy, you can flood Surfer all on the last turn. So like it's very surprising how much burst opportunity it has. Man-Thing or Hobgoblin? Man-Thing or Hobgoblin, probably pretty good call. I love the Splat deck. Yeah, the Splat deck is amazing. That's a very, very big vulture. But we do have Shadow King, and so we're just gonna skip until probably last turn, because we can do like Shadow King, Scar, Mockingbird, and be pretty well off. I think he played a Scream Ajax deck the other day that I slotted Toxin in. That sounds like it could be pretty fun. I'm not sure if I was the one that ran Scream Ajax. All the Scream stuff I've been running hasn't leaned into like the affliction from it so far, but it sounds like it would be decent. Why not play Tuma to clear up spaces? Because we kind of... Oh, man. In an instant, I forgot. We were wanting to make sure we didn't have Prio going into the final turn. Oh, well. We shouldn't anyways. But that's why I was holding it. We didn't want priority. Looks like we still don't have it, which is good, but... So now I guess they could have Eliath, right? Eliath would be rough. Eliath would sink us. Shadow King. Make sure the Shadow King goes here. Just like stack full here. Or make sure Shadow King goes over here. Do this instead. He runs Cosmo. Yeah, Cosmo Big Cosmo, big Goliath. Be the death of us. Yeah, yeah. They can move the sage or the dagger. Ah, we needed it to go mid. We needed their Cosmo to pop into mid. Oh, well. All good. It was a 50-50. Atuma pops bird every time. Could have also been a possibility. But we're going to jump over into, we have an ad break that's coming up. I'm almost out of snoozes. I've been pushing it off as much as I could. We have a minute and a half of ads, and then we'll jump back into some gameplay. We'll be right back, you guys. Do we want to try a tempo storm list? I'm not sure. I'm not sure that I'm sold on the 2 cost. Storm though. Do you ever keep Storm dead? I think Storm's dead. In my head, I maybe not dead, but I definitely don't think she's very well off in a lot of builds now. I think you might have to run. Can't think of a play. Storm is indeed unalive. All right, let's see if we can cook. So this was one of the ones that was doing well prior to. Instead of I think instead of White Widow, we throw Zabu in. We have a lot of 4 costs that can benefit from the Zabu play. So now it could be War Machine on 3, Storm on 4. It could be Storm, War Machine, Legion, depending on if it gets hit with the Zabu buff or not. Start a petition for Zabu going back to ongoing. I mean, he's super strong. Play Zabu with Storm to make it 3 costs. Yeah, I think that's the only way at this point. Yeah, you can still Storm on 4 Legion, but it gives you a lot of times you're not going to out tempo your opponent up to that point. So first up we have Tommy. We do get our War Machine. We could play the Infinite. And we're going to play Nebula away from Weir Island because that's going to be the location that they want to play their cards so that they scale. Second Nebula's not awful. When is the big beard making a comeback? Probably November. Right now, my wife has gone until, right now, tentatively the 31st. So until that point, I think I keep it relatively short for my daughter. Then we let it grow out all November. So I think I'll do like a no shave November and just lean all the way into it. No shaving until you reach rank 1. I'm just gonna have. I don't think I'll ever reach rank 1. So by the end of it, it would be old. It would be old and gray. Been snapped onto this. They have the Hope Summers, but we do have the War Machine. Oh wait, we don't have Storm. I was thinking War Machine with Storm. Okay, maybe you shouldn't have snapped onto it. Oh well. We're gonna live with our decision here. What are your thoughts on the over the air? So I'm sad about the storm. I'm a little sad about Rock Slide, but he definitely needed to be brought to justice. Outside of that, I think the Typhoid Mary change is cool. Wait, hold up. The Gladiator cooked for us? Huge. They said it was dead. They said it couldn't be done. Poor Gladiator. Good job again, Gladiator. Take it. Storm is cracked or confirmed. They buffed our Storm. But now, rough stuff. What are the chances that they're running Super Scroll here? We're unfortunate. I said it's Brody's deck. Yeah, the Super Scroll just I haven't ran into this since he ran it. It's unfortunate. Our only answer is to try to outscale him in all the lanes, but this becomes much less guaranteed. He was cackling while playing that. I know he was. I know that he was cackling the whole way through it. Go all in mid. It's 13. This could be the real Mysterio, though. We're gonna go with your play. We're gonna back your play here, see if it was the right one. Ah, no. Well, it was the right call. Stacking in mid was the right call. Sasquatch and Mockingbird, yeah. Storm not cracked, confirmed. Throw it in the dumpster. Yeah, Doom would have also lost. That gave us the best shot.
Hey, welcome. It took you
Yeah,
long
we
enough.
were doomed regardless. Widget, thank you so much for the Prime sub and the support. Hopefully you're having a great day so far. Haven't been watching the streams, or haven't been watching Twitch streams for a while. Did you enjoy High Voltage? I did for about a day. After that, it really boiled down to who was running this, like, either the combo deck or the counter for that game, and kind of became less. All of these crazy decks are viable, and more so, if you run Eliath and your opponent runs a counter, you win. All right, next up we have When I Lose. The first location, we're Island again. We'll take. We do have the War Machine. We could potentially cheat out big card with our Jubilee. We do get Zabu, but it's a touch too late. The only thing that it could impact now is Storm. Oh, we're still going to go ahead and play it. Then here feels like War Machine is still the play. Next turn, probably Crossbones, Ebony Maw. Into filling it out on the last turn. Oh yeah, I've seen When I Lose. His title is I Whine on the Internet. Just like me, for real. Bring on the drops. The last day of the drops. Get them while you can. I feel like it's kind of silly for us to continue stacking the left, possibly. Their bishop is just going to scale dramatically here. Oh, Falcon. Bishop's going to be really, really big.
systems go.
Nebula was not the not the card we wanted to see. Would it ever be worth it to do like that? Might be our only shot. 3 mins, what hour? So it kind of depends if anyone's going to be able to pick up my son from school or not. If they are, then it ends about 3.5 hours from now. Yeah, we're digging for the Infinite here. If not, we're digging for Legion, which I don't think Legion would be enough. Drew, are Hawk decks still floating around? Okay, that works, I guess. Maybe. Nope, doesn't work. Changed my mind. I take it back. And then Hydrate King with the Hydrate Reminder. I appreciate you. We may be coping with Storm here. I'm trying Hawk with new Rock Slide right now. It sucks. Yeah. The last time Rock Slide was 4, we had Zabu that was ongoing, so at least it was playable. Now might be pretty rough for sure. We're gonna give this the 5-game sample. Right now we're 2 games in, and I wanna throw it away as fast as I can. We're gonna give it at least another 3. I wasn't really feeling like the big card deck either. I just don't think Storm has to be ran with War Machine and Legion now. Yeah. I don't think she has to be ran in those at this point either. So Skada runs the Scar deck, so we have to look out for like how was Typhoid. It was okay. It was okay. Definitely better now than it was before. I wonder if Rockside is recent on his own, or is decent on his own and non-Hawk. Maybe. So I'm thinking we probably eventually ship the Nexus away. I almost think we Ebony Maw to try to get the lead in the Nexus this turn. Into being able to do like Crossbones mid on 4. We could do this, or we could do Storm. We can go with the Storm Legion line. But I don't think we're going to be in a leading position going into turn number 5. I'm not being able to shut down stuff like Hulk's Lab, other turn 3 locations kind of sucks. It does. It does. I think maybe you use it as a tempo card, but at 4 cost. We've seen with a lot of other 4 costs, like the effect needs to be very, very big. And I'm not sure that 4/5 is what does it. Wow. So they can do a 2-cost Scar. Mockingbird is 3. I think with the Doctor Doom, I don't know. I guess as long as they ship to the left or right, they're fine. Exactly where they need to ship. Just give up on mid. We can't push enough into the Ebony Maw lane. All right, I said I was going to give it a 5-game sample size. We're going to throw it at 3. I'm not enjoying it. I think it would rely too much on Zabu. You could probably put her into a different tempo shell, but the thing is, even before that change, the storm tempo stuff didn't work really well. Up until like the War Machine stuff came around. So we're gonna throw her in the trash, where I thought she belonged. Unfortunate. R.I.P. Goes vault. I ran through the vault earlier. I'll quickly pull it up. But 4 purples, 2 blues. Not gonna buy any of them. Good game, Scotta. Daredevil next. I think Daredevil is probably fine for the most part. So next up we have MSC. We can do an early Mysterio. We get Sasquatch down. We go ahead and throw Zabu as well. Brax, does this deck need Sasquatch? If you don't have Sasquatch, I would say you would cut the Mysterio. If you cut the Mysterio, I'd probably say you cut Mockingbird and Squirrel Girl, and like restructure what the deck is doing a little bit. So it may end up, if you cut that, it may end up being more closer to like the Scarlet Spider, Namora stuff we've been seeing, instead of style. That emote takes me back. It was scary times indeed. I'm getting Surtur vibes from this build. Yeah, Surtur I think is going to take it to like an even crazier level. I think you could probably realistically drop Zero and Typhoid Mary. Typhoid Mary could be Cole Obsidian. Zero could be Hydra Bob or any other good 1-cost card. Wow. What a great portal. Great portal was actually great. Go ahead and lock in the Black Cat over to the right. Sucks the most about Storm being even less playable is that she has so many good variants. Yeah, she has really, really good variants. So it is very unfortunate. If we had Cosmo, we're shipping Cosmo right here. This looks like the Scarlet Spider Namora stuff. Is Surtur for Scar decks? I think Surtur and Scar are going to go hand in hand for sure. The game is offering to sell me Hercules for 2,800 credits. Oh, and 2,800 credits for 30 bucks. Yeah, I'd pass. It'd be a hard pass for me. All right, let's go ahead and do the crossbones. Nah, we'll skip into like crossbones, Scar, whatever else next turn. And then Kino with the 200 bits. Thank you so much for the cheer. Oh, thank you so much for the cheers. Hopefully you're having a great one. Big left lane, big Scarlet Spider. We've already dropped Zero, so the Typhoid Mary, bit unfortunate. Have to give up on the, I mean, this one goes up 16. could beat what's currently there if they maybe thought they had it on lock. Any reason for Typhoid Mary over Cole? I don't own Cole, but I think it's kind of a cool updated card.
I want the throne.
Yeah, big Sebastian Shaw. We're not going to be able to do it. But it is feeling like Shang-Chi is about to have a place. Yeah, if you don't have Typhoid Mary, I'd say drop the 0 though. I did have one that I played yesterday with Daredevil, and then I ended up cutting it. Maybe we go back to it. More of a mid-rangey deck, though. But almost everything we're touching is going pretty poorly. Let's go ahead and try the Daredevil change. Big, huge shift to Daredevil. And then hydrate reminder from Georgie. I appreciate you. And Shang-Chi out back shadow boxing. Yeah, he's getting prepped. He's ramping up. He's ready to go. Next up, we have Isaac Netero. The first location, Machine World. We have our Daredevil. Maybe. Don't have our Daredevil. Rest in peace. What did they lose though? Lost Nova. Not a big hit for them. I made eye contact with them. That was the problem. I made eye contact with the Daredevil. They knew what was happening with it. Priming up we're priming up the Negasonic, sniping out the Hope Summers. I kind of like the idea of Negasonic into the Madam Web, because then had she not procced, we could make them really confused or have that mind game of where can we play to pop the Negasonic. And now we have the Elsa Bloodstone. Snap. Yeah, we should have snapped. We have the Elsa Bloodstone into Kitty Pryde. We should have snapped before that point. Now we'll see a retreat from the snap, unfortunately. We can win? Yeah, we can definitely win it. You think Toxin is good enough to spend 6,000? If you like bounce, yes. If you don't like bounce, no. Cosmo right for the broods. We maybe should have Cosmo right. Yeah. Now we have to give up on that lane. And they have priority on us now. I think we lose this one now, because since we missed the Brood Cosmo block. Was Daredevil's goal Warhead? Warhead prep? So it's insight. It's insight. So whether it be to throw down like a Juggernaut, potentially a Red Guardian, a Rogue, Cosmo, Negasonic, it's a prep for all of them. And so it's not specifically for the Negasonic, but it's kind of a mixture of insight for all of them lined up. Do you have any Scream decks you can recommend? I had the experience of Kingpin plus Scream negating a Deadpool plus Agony, and I'm hooked now. Yeah, I think most of them are built very, very similar. And I've been enjoying Scream quite a bit too. All right, let's go ahead and skip on 1. First location being the big house. You get the Madam Web into Ina Kitty Pryde next turn, into Elsa Kitty Pryde on turn 4. Go ahead and go with this. I was lurking and saw an email that I was gifted a sub about 45 minutes ago. Alloy, congratulations. Or I'm glad that you came in to say thanks. Not sure if the gifter is still around, but yeah, I typically when I'm watching, I'd say 90% of the time I'm lurking. And then Mambush, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Very much appreciate the support and appreciate having you here.
Hey, welcome. It took you long enough.
7 for the day. Daredevil and Affliction. Yeah, Daredevil and Affliction. We don't have priority here. Problem. We may get Negasonicked. We might get, I don't know. Not sure what kind of follow-up they could be run. Professor X? Professor X maybe. But we do have Madam Web, so we'd be able to shift over there if needed. I was going to try for the Storm Conquest variant. Not anymore. It is unfortunate. Still no priority. So Negasonic doesn't do anything for us. Rogue gonna be hit and miss. I was wrong. Wrong, but it's fine. If we Red Guardian the man thing, we haven't played anything in Castle Zemo, it goes to their side. Because we haven't switched anything for Castle Zemo. You're eating? No, you're fine, Pablo. I don't read. No, you're okay. Actually, it's time for a quick set of ads before we jump into the game. We have 2 seconds before they trigger, so we'll be right back, you guys. We're gonna run a little bit more Daredevil as soon as we come back. All right, let's go ahead and queue up. I think we're getting close enough. All right, so next up we have Jimmy McGill. First location is the Isle of Silence. The only thing about this deck that I'm not sold on is that we don't always have a good tempo push to try to set down or set up a good Negasonic. Agent Venom, we're probably seeing like the Iron Man style of deck, I would imagine. Go Cosmo. We're gonna hope for something like Kitty Pryde. Not hoping for the Rogue. Why do they nerf Rock Slide? No Galactus Cook? Why would I be doing a Galactus Cook? Boomer. But no, I don't think we do any Galactus Cook. And then why did they nerf Rock Slide? Rock Slide, I think with like the Phoenix Force Misery stuff, the Agent Venom Hawk stuff, we probably just started seeing it a bit more often than they would have liked. Is what I imagine. He did get reverted, yeah. He used to be 4, but when he was a 4 cost, Zabu was an ongoing discount 4 cost cards, and so it's definitely a nerf at this point. Oh, because you make really good Galactus decks? Yeah, but was there some kind of change that maybe warranted a Galactus deck experimentation? So I know that people said him going to 3 costs was the nerf, but even at the time, like immediately after that over there, I called it a buff. Like being able to get extra disrupt in early, so vital for the Hawk decks. Well, that's a bit unfortunate. This looks like the exact same deck that we're running up against, or that we're running. We're getting cooked. Getting cooked by the same deck. And so, no, I think reverting it is still a nerf. Especially now that we don't have the Zabu to lean into to make him easier to use on 3. And then JF said, I just saw an ad. Get out of here, ads. Thank you so much for the Prime sub for 4 months. Very much appreciate having you here. Hopefully you're having a great one. The Daredevil with Wiccan and Galactus. I could see Daredevil being decent in that. Around 95, I would imagine that you're gonna be playing mostly other people, Hammer Time. So yeah, around the 90s, you're playing mostly human players at that point. Let's start with Agent Venom here. If we somehow have priority and they haven't discarded a card, we do not have priority. This is an Agatha Cook. So without Shadow King... Oh, wait. We could have had priority, but we didn't. We didn't quite get it. Otherwise, Red Guardian onto the Black Knight would have been big. I think we're still going to go that direction. Next turn, do like a Madam Web Daredevil. Electra went to 3/3. Oh no, I think they were just saying it was a nerf because if you set up the Cheeky Viper play with him, it's now, you're sending them more power now. With Agatha, we know that it typically ran Claw, a couple of other things. If they drop a claw, we have the rogue primed and ready for it. Black Bolt.
Opponent snapped.
Double Black Bolt. I think we're going to retreat out of this one. How you feeling about the over there? Well, I'm getting cooked. I think the Typhoid Berry change is cool. I think most of the other ones are pretty like, okay. I get it. So like Daredevil change, fine. The Claw change, I understand. I don't really care for the Storm change. The Shadow King change is just feels questionable. Because he already felt like he was in a really, really good spot. I feel like I have never once played a game where I lost Electro's lane by 1. Yeah. I don't think Electro's 1 extra power will really do much to him, because most of the time your goal is to either destroy him, rotate him in.
Hey, welcome. It took you long
I don't
enough.
think the 1 is going to do it. And then Ben Sin, we woo, thank you so much for the Prime sub and support, pushing us up to 8 for the day. We're pivoting over to a deck that I have been running a little bit in my downtime. I enjoy this deck quite a bit. It runs the Gwynpool, which gives us a lot of times that like surprising amount of potential power output, which can surprise the opponent with our whatever our finishing line is. Storm might have the best variance in the game. Yeah. I wouldn't... Like, you can probably still play her, but before the War Machine Legion stuff, she was nowhere to be seen. I feel like that's probably the exact same place where we'll be now that it has been changed. My Electro decks always played high energy cards and rarely played more than 1 card a turn anyways. And then Saka Maka Kwame. Thank you so much for the raid with 37 viewers. Hopefully you had a fantastic stream. Let's give you a shout out. Saka Makuwame. Yeah, I added an extra one in there on accident. Or just Asaka. Thank you so much for the raid. No guts on the Acid Arrow on Space Throne. Nah, I don't think we need it. I love hearing people butcher Sokka's name. I try my best. All right, you changed my mind. We'll go with the Acid Arrow. The only way that they can play Thanos there is if they get the Space Stone down, right? They'd have to get the Space Stone not in deep space. You're far from the first. Far from the first, yeah. I guess it's just like a Mockingbird mid, and we'll see from there.
I am Iron Man.
Feels like a beautiful Red Guardian target. Yeah, no Space Stone either. There's a big misery in mid. It's not enough. It is a big misery. Poor Thanos. Thanos used to be so strong. It's just been gutted. I don't have Hydra Bob. Should I buy him? Hydra Bob is one of those that he's always going to be played in several lists. He has decent move synergy. He's good cost for his good value for his cost. But if you don't have him, most of the time you can sub him for like a Sable or another like 1/3 or higher and be fine. Kate Bishop's arrows. Yeah, Kate Bishop's arrows are crazy strong. Not only do they help you curve into your better end lines, it leaves the opponent with that uncertain amount of knowledge. So whether you have an acid arrow, they have to either try to hope that you don't or play around it. The grapple arrow can get you into like Death's Domain. So much utility from Kate Bishop. One of the better cards we've had, like probably one of the most flexible ones we've had recently. You said, am I missing something about this card? I don't know. It depends. It's like a key saving week. I think Anti-Venom is going to be very inconsistent. There are some times where you could get a really good expensive card. You have Luke Cage on the board, and so then it gets its power back, or you hit it with a Shadow King later. But I don't know. It feels like it's going to be very hit and miss.
Victory.
It's one of those cards that like sometimes is going to probably be able to win you like a big 4 or 8 cube because the opponent won't know exactly what you hit. But other times it's just going to kind of whiff. I'm excited to play around with it, see if maybe we can find something that it does well.
Legendary.
Only difference between this deck and the one that one is Super Scroll for Red Guardian. Is it really, Pablo? I didn't realize that was the only change to it. I've been running this one in my downtime. I think Hydroprod is the first person I saw that cooked me with it. And so they may have the Super Scroll instead of Red Guardian. And Cape, you said I'm cooking a Pixie deck. Got Professor X, a Daredevil, Mobius, Hope. Pixie decks probably aren't my strong suit. Typically you want a lot of ones and then a lot of high end, so that whenever you hit the Pixie, there's a good chance that you're going to get some really high value resources for low cost. But I don't know. I do like the idea of Professor X, but there's a lot of like Madam Web and movement. So I've always, I don't know. I haven't been able to run it recently anymore. And then, Horse, welcome in. Hopefully you're having a great day so far. And then Pablo. I'll push through the YouTube link you sent. And then Boosty, welcome in. Hopefully you're having a great one. So we get their Iron Man. It is potentially primed for a Red Guardian. Potentially. We can go Gwynpool, or we could go like Hope Summers, Kitty Pryde, so that we can... I guess that would give us 6 energy going into the next turn. No, we want a better chance for at least it to maybe hit Mysterio. With how many cards at hand, probably won't happen, but would be nice if it did. Don't care about Super Scroll. Yeah, I think Super Scroll is probably really good in like tournament setting for sure. But in general, I don't. In general, I feel like Super Scroll misses more than it hits. All right, I think we have to lean into like the Iron Man left. We know that they have an Iron Man. It's just a question of if they have Mystique as well, they wouldn't be able to do here or here. So I think that may be our only benefit. 4-2, yeah, 4-2 is really bad stats if your opponent isn't running ongoings, which right now there is a lot of ongoings that are floating around. And so Super Scroll has some value, but Red Guardian I think has a lot of good targets right now too. How essential is Guardian? I'd say not completely essential. You could go the person who won the Creator Gauntlet used I guess this exact list, but instead of Red Guardian had Super Scroll.
I am Iron Man.
So we know they have Iron Man. Do they ever... Is this an Ultron match? That's 3, 6, 9, 11, 12, 13. If so, it might be this. Red Guardian hits that Blue Marvel. True. Red Guardian hits the Blue Marvel. We could then do something like... that and Snap pushes it over into mid. We can't do enough cheap stuff to get Red Guardian into a Snap to land here. Is my only concern, I guess. We'd have to take the 50-50 of where Red Guardian's gonna jump to. Unless we could think we can overpower 20 power here. No. 18 power? 16 power. No, we can't. I think we have to rely on the Hydra Bob. I think we're gonna need Bob in mid, because I'm assuming that we see an Ultron right.
Victory.
My bad, guys. I didn't mean to rope it out that long, only for a retreat and a boomer snap. That's my bad. Classic roping player. I know. It goes with my evil personality. Welcome in, Schwaks. Hopefully you're having a great one. Tried deck, but I'm missing Red Guardian. Feels bad trying to beat regular discard with no answer to Dracula. Yeah. Yeah, regular discard would be a problem without Red Guardian, but it'd do better in like the Agent Venom matchup.
Snapped.
Next up, we have the Vazinator. Interesting. Playing a Bast into Black Vortex, so it could be... Could be an Agent Venom deck or a Cerebro 3. Much more likely that it's Agent Venom. Wow, you have an unexpected house party in 2 hours? That is rough. That does kind of look like me being the evil TLSG. I do. We got the better flip of Black Vortex. We have the Real Mysterio mid. Let's go Sasquatch right. And then do something like Gwynpool. Thank goodness that Shadow King got buffed. Or else we may not have ran him in this list anyways. Unexpected house party? That's called y'all aren't partying at my house. I feel that.
Snap.
You're in the... was supposed to be 6 and now it's 20? Oh my goodness. No, I'm not in the Boston area, unfortunately. Wow, that is straight onto Mockingbird. Is wild there. With the Bast, we're expecting... I mean, we can't do Shadow King anymore. With the Bast, we're expecting Iron Man there, right? That would explain the snap, I think. It is a very big bird. It is a very, very big bird. What if we did, like, Gladiator Pride? I kind of want to save the big Mockingbird for, like, a surprise so that they don't know what to expect. And it looks like not Iron Man over here.
I am.
Iron Man is here, and he is no longer here. Oh yeah, Kitty Pryde to the right. Yeah, Tigrinity. You're right.
All systems go.
Yeah, IPO. Kitty Pryde might as well have went right. Shadow King nukes the Mysterio? Which one? Which Mysterio are you talking about? This one? This one? Depends on if we hit the real one or not. They go left. It also brings up Gladiator. Yeah. Give it a shot. Big Mockingbird. Huge Mockingbird. Oh, Claw, scary. But it's Claw, Kitty Pryde. Now we're fine. That was an 8? Huge.
Victory.
The Claw nerf different. was that no, that was because the Shadow King buff. It's a Shadow King buff difference. It was a mixture. That game would have not turned out exactly the same had those two changes not happened. We did need to get on the good winning side. Why can't it be both? See, it was because of both. Casually winning 8. Yeah, I forgot that they snapped on 1. Greenithy. I mean, to be fair, I've had a bunch of bad stays recently. Claw nerf is harsh. I think the claw nerf is probably warranted. He seems like he would be really polarizing in Series 1, Series 2. But I think even with -1, he's still probably polarizing there. You said that 15 power bird was worth a snap. Yeah, it was just so much surprise element to it. Typically I like to hold Mysterio for a potential Gwyn pull, but since we have Sasquatch in hand, we're gonna go ahead and throw the Mysterio on 1. Sending in a request to split that Mockingbird more, please. Do you know you don't like the prism background? I do need to split it, but I don't think I've split it before. So the snap is because of our Mysterio in Jotunheim, which I think is fine. We have Shadow King, but that pretty much limits the need to do Shadow King over there. And then Crygen with the resub for 2 months at tier 1. Thank you for being here for 3 months. Very much appreciate having you here. That gets us a little bit closer to Partner Plus. We are, I want to say almost on track to reach 100 by the end of the month, but it's very, very close. I think we started the stream today at like 83 and we need to be at 100. And so we're very close. We're going to see if we're able to hit it. We don't have priority. The Red Guardian could potentially hit Kitty Pryde here. We could also save it for potentially an Iron Man later, a Claw later. Let's go Kate Bishop here. Sir Shady said just had stream on for an hour, muted, and didn't get any progress. Yeah, so you have to keep the video player unmuted, but on Chrome you can right click on the actual tab up at top and you can mute the website. But you have to, for whatever reason, keep the player unmuted. Or I didn't get progress whenever I didn't have that either. Yeah, the tab muted. That is strange. Have you refreshed the progress page just to make sure? I mean, what's the worst that can happen? A Negasonic onto our Hope Summers? You did get progress? Okay, I'm glad. Especially with it being the last day, I'm glad you're making your progress where you should. You'll see what is the best card to replace Agent Venom on Toxin deck. Which Toxin deck? I haven't ran a Toxin deck today. Have you experimented with the Misery Phoenix Force combo? I did a little bit. I think the Rock Slide change definitely hurts it a fair amount. Which is so crazy that it got nerfed now, because that combo didn't make good cube rate. Like, it was a very mediocre one still. It had decent win rate, it just had really low cubes. Do we think they play much into Jotunheim? Like, do we think we could snipe it with this? I'm going to forego the Mockingbird so we can squeeze out a Red Guardian here. Oh no, the Negasonic. What does that hit? Our Acid Arrow. Okay, that's fine. Maybe. No, yeah, it's fine. No, it's not fine. We have too many cards there. Had it not been for the Negasonic there. It was a very, very close one. So we had 7 energy there, right? 3, 6, 7, 8. Now we couldn't have done Mockingbird, Red Guardian, Shadow King. We needed to go with the cheaper line. So committing that much into mid, I guess we could have just done the Shadow King, which would have left room for like Mockingbird, Hydra Bob. Yeah, there was a way to win that one. Jeff first. Jeff first. No, Jeff wouldn't have got destroyed because we moved him. We moved him that turn. We moved him from left to right. And then Unknown, you said in a bounce deck? There's several ways to build up a bounce. So it would revert back to more of a like older or more traditional style, I think. If you don't have Agent Venom. I don't think Agent Venom is like the priority in the build. All right, next up we have KW21. That feels like Kaylee, but with a little bit of a lisp. We do have Gwynpool this time around, so we'll be able to do maybe the 3/1 costs next turn. Maybe we go Gladiator instead. Any plans on playing Black Ops 6? No. No, the last Call of Duty that I bought, I only played for maybe like 2 hours, and then I retired it. So I think this one would probably be the same. They didn't nerf bounce though? No, they didn't touch bounce. Yeah, they definitely don't hit like they used to. So Shadow King will be great eventually for Bishop mid. Wow. Can't believe Gladiator didn't have anywhere to pull. So if we don't draw it, I think we're still okay. We have a cheap Red Guardian that did get buffed up. He obtained 2 of the 3 windful bonuses. Did we ever do this? Need a rogue of added on power. Build the added power of all cards. That would be kind of nice. Kind of like a really big Shadow King, I guess. What a location from Nico. Goodness. Sheesh. As long as they don't have, I guess, even a Shadow King right. We have too many big high power cards here. I doubt this is the Room of Zero. If so, it only adds +1. We get +3 plus the 9. We should be fine here. And then Indy, how's Snap? Snap is going well. We've been enjoying it. The over the air feels like it was in my opinion, kind of a miss. So it hit some cards that, like the cards that it buffed up were pretty small buffs. We had the Typhoid Mary change, which I think was actually pretty cool. But I think it'll take some time to maybe see her retreat. Wait, why would we retreat? The storm change, I think was not us, them. Yeah. Should have been them. The storm change I feel like was just such an unfortunate change. I think they're maybe trying to give more incentive for Zabu now that Zabu's back like at a 1 cost or at a 1 cost. But he's so inconsistent with like when the cards are drawn or when they're in deck. And so reliant on getting very specific outcomes that it doesn't feel like he's a good option or answer for that either. So Storm just feels kind of, for the most part, unplayable. Rock Slide, I get. It's kind of a frustrating deck to have be pretty strong for so long. And then everything else was just kind of like, okay. Funny enough, I saw a Sauron deck just before the over there. Did you really, Indy? But it is time for a quick set of ads. We're going to do 2 minutes real fast because I'm going to run to the restroom, and then we'll be right back, you guys. over there was bad. I agree. Next up, we have Thursday. First location, Hala. Let's go ahead and just ride for now. A trouble bubble, you got this. Nothing to be nervous about. You have plenty of time left, even if you don't get it right now. You have plenty of time to be able to finish it off, and so don't stress too much about it. You got this. The Indy, you said I agree with what you said. Some of those are pretty strange changes. Yeah. I think the Mary change is the one that I think is probably the best of the changes. Outside of that, they feel kind of like they didn't really hit the mark. Like none of the decks that we're really seeing, or I'm seeing a lot of, besides the Storm, War Machine, Legion stuff, really got moved at all. Ooh, Cerebro 3, I imagine. If so, Aunt May's is unfortunate for Cerebro 3. But Hala is also unfortunate if they lose their card. Okay, Red Guardian still thinking Cerebro 3. So we have to look out for dropping our Kitty Pride or Hydra Bob. Shadow King, unfortunate. We have to look out for running those because of a last turn Killmonger in the Invisible Woman lane. Also unfortunate Valkyrie line. I think we stack into mid. We have the Shadow King that's going to bring our left lane back up. I'm all for Shadow King going to 3 power. It feels like Shadow King was already one of the better cards in the game. And then I think their note said something about maybe on the high end of Infinite, but it feels like he is one of the strongest potential cards, with all of the power that we see and all of the cards really impacting that scale ability of their power. So the move decks, the the Dracula discard decks that Scorn is buffing cards up, bounce decks, every single one of them benefits from power scaling, and Shadow King kind of sets that back to even. Aunt May's is good for Cerebro itself, though. That's true, Kyle. I just now saw your message. Next up is Storm. Ooh, the Scream deck. It's a little bit scary. Scream is one of those cards that you hate to see come down on curve, because you know the rest of your game is just going to be unfortunate. Let's go Hope Summers here. There's a good chance that we won't be able to play into Hope Summers directly next turn. We do get a Shadow King to help bring back some of our changes. We could go Mysterio so that Sasquatch is the discount, but I think we go Gladiator or Kitty Pride first. Next turn, maybe Kitty Pride, Mysterio, additional. Ooh, a Tempo Scream Storm. Interesting. War machine's gone. Thank goodness. We have a lot of energy here. We could anchor the Sasquatch left. We're worried about a Juggernaut, though, I suppose. We could anchor Sasquatch left, Stereo left, like right here. They have extra energy. They could do Legion this turn. Oh, no, it's Magneto. Interesting. Okay. Right now, at least, we have a 1-point lead in the left lane. Going up against the Magneto. Don't have extra energy on going into the final turn, though. Oh, we do. We have 8 energy. 8 energy, cheap Mockingbird. Last card we played, I think, was the Mysterio. So I don't think an arrow could even pull anything out here. I think this one should probably be a snap. But we're not going to snap it. Squiddy on the YouTube side said, strange idea, but they easily could have made Legion's ability not work on the flood location. Yep, I agree. I agree. If it just left the flood location flooded for one additional turn, it deals with that entirely. Man, that Mysterio left. It's a game changer for us. My goodness.
Victory.
It was a pretty close one. We'll take it. Then IZ Codnu said, I'm looking for some advice. I'm struggling to get the meta cards, so I struggle to make decks. How do I get fast boosters and credits? Do I farm Conquest? Conquest would be a good way to get some boosters, but honestly, for like refreshes, just engage with the booster shop. So in your shop, there's a section for boosters, bonus boosters. And so these, any card featured here, you don't have enough boosters for to split, but it costs you the exact same as if you did. So it's just free boosters for you. So I would engage with this. For your credits, the only real way to get credits faster is by engaging with all of the systems, other than paying for them, of course. So completing your daily and weekly missions is one of the fastest ways to get your credits, or make sure you get your credits. Alliance missions can have a decent amount, especially on like the personal side. You get a little bit, not a huge amount. Some. Every little bit adds up. Then Conquest is the other way, outside of like your rank. But those are the only ways to like push early progress. Outside of that, it'd be like buying the season pass, which would be the best like return for that money, or any of the other bundles. I'd be spending gold on mission refreshes. Mission refreshes are marginally better than just like buying the credits outright. So you can, if you're going to be playing anyways. If not, then either straight credits, or you can wait for a bundle that's good value. The last few bundles that they've came out with are not great currency value. And so you get more currency and therefore more progress just by spending for straight credits anyways. And so you have to be careful, because all gold bundles are not created the same. So that's why I typically didn't ever wait to use them on bundles if I was trying to push progress, because if you can use them and transfer the gold into credits, you at least get a very consistent climb in collection level instead of just waiting and hoping for the best. But that one does come down to kind of personal preference. We can hold the Mysterio so that it can potentially get hit with Gwynpool. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I think we're just gonna we're just gonna send the Hydro Bob here. That Red Guardian after Shadow King insult to injury. Yeah. Ooh, Namora down. They got our Gladiator and pulled our Gladiator, so super unfortunate for him.
Oh, snap.
Glitter with the Storm avatar, absolutely.
Victory.
In honor of the fallen. Represent her so her memory lives on. Over the air convinced me that they need to hire more interns. Clearly, they are the ones doing things right. And hydrate reminder from Sergeant. We're pouring one out for Storm here. Pouring one out for Storm, yeah. Yeah, poor Storm. She fell for someone else's sins. The Echo card back because she got slapped out of Oblivion. And Zombie with the posture check. I appreciate you too. The man said, I always appreciate the hydrate reminder checks. I wonder how many other watchers also drink on those. I bet quite a few. They're a good reminder for me to make sure that I, even when I'm watching other streams, just to make sure that I like have a drink to be able to continue to hydrate throughout the day. Zabu stock's rising. Yes, but I still think it feels pretty bad. The new Zabu, I just think it, at a 1 cost and only impacting cards in your deck, it's so situational that like some games, yes, you can get I drink my pop. That's another way to hydrate. It's such a some games, if it lines up perfectly, it's such a good discount. But most of the time I find that by the time I have Zabu, I have most of my impactful 4 costs, and it just doesn't give the effect that I would need to justify like building around it. Every time I take a sip, I scroll back to see if anyone else recently did a hydrate reminder. And then if not, you send one our ways. Raising from 1% to 2? Okay, I could see the raise from 1 to 2 for sure. I feel like we've seen a lot of Red Guardian today. And posture check again. And then Pixie Raid from Skada? Or from Skada. One of the few cards I wish I had that I didn't pick up. What, Pixie? Pixie is definitely a fun one. I enjoy good Pixie build. Do we get the lucky 50-50 here? No. Unfortunately, we don't get Prio. I was hoping we would grab Prio to snipe the Wong. And then Pixie Chef, thank you so much for the raid. Very much appreciate you. Hopefully you had a fantastic stream. Glad that you're here. Why did I come in so much sooner than everyone else? Skada, I don't know, Skada. But we're gonna always do Red Guardian here. Maybe we throw a Gladiator as well. We'll do Gladiator to the right. Mention Pixie and the chef shows up. The true Pixie chef for sure. That is an unfortunately small Sage at 4 power. That will gladly take. And we knock out Ironheart. Fine. What else are they going with?
Are ye worthy?
Odin would have been wild onto that Sage, triggering twice again. Big oof for him right here. With this, they go down to 10 power. Go up to 18, so we just fully focus on the Sasquatch, right?
Snap.
And Drain with the snap redemption. Yeah, definitely a snap. We should have snapped before this point. Once we knew that Wong came down and we were going to Red Guardian it. I'm the worst at snapping like on tempo while on stream. But as soon as we knew that we were lining up this play, we should have snapped it. And then 8 negative.
Hey, welcome.
With the
It took you long
Prime
enough.
sub. Very much appreciate you being here. That pushes us up to 9 for the day. Huge support from you guys. Making this transition to full time. You guys have made it like I saw an immediate jump in numbers, largely due to the double drop this month. But, it has been very, very nice. A lot of extra Prime subs flowing in and extra support flowing our way. So it's been the best way to transition for sure. And then yeah, fast drops aren't actually a thing, unfortunately. We can go ahead and do Mysterio, or we hold it. I'm gonna hold it one more turn. That way we can curve into like Hope Summers and figure out a little bit better what they're running. Here we go. So Hope Summers with the Madam Web. I think there's a good chance we have usage for our Shadow King during this game. Copycat in a Madam Web deck is interesting. Instant Rice Drops. Go Mysterio, Kitty Pride. It doesn't look like we're going to get Gwenpool. Maybe we top deck Sasquatch next. Fast drops are so real, I've seen it. They may have a direct line to Broad himself that I don't. For Giant. Get Sasquatch. I think we do something like Kitty Pride, Sasquatch. We have Shadow King. That leaves us open to do Gladiator Mockingbird next turn. I like doing the Kitty Pride first here so that if they have a Negasonic, it's not going to snipe us out.
Oh, snap.
If it's an Eliath, we don't care about Eliath. General Sergeant, and then you woke up. Yeah, that's kind of the way that the fast drops go. It's just a meme that floats around. Should make the command fast drops mute the person for 2 minutes would be diabolical. With the real Mysterio over here, we should win that lane. With the Sasquatch with the Kitty Pride being 3 power. Surfer is crazy. Big. We'll take the three lane sweep.
Victory.
Piratic man, if you can do this. Indy, you're going out like a legend. Like a true legend, Indy. So this deck is holding it. It's we dropped a lot earlier in the stream, but this deck is really solid. Right now we're 11-2. Goodness, are we really? We're 11-2 with this deck. 84.6% win rate. Net cubes of 21. Crazy. But we're out of snoozes, and there's less than 3 minutes left before the next set of ads. So I am going to run a quick session. We're going to do 2 minutes, and then we'll be right back into some more gameplay. We'll be right back, you guys. I missed out on the Hydro Bob. How essential is he? I wouldn't say he's all that essential. He's just a really good like finishing big power play. Kind of a lot of the way that this deck. Oof, I feel like I was struggling on my words. A lot of the ways that this deck is able to get a lot of wins is that it has like above average output for the cost that you drop late game. And so Hydro Bob being a 5 or 7, 9, or even 11 if it gets hit with all 3 Gwynpool is huge. Without it, I would probably go with another 3 power or more 1 cost. So either like Silver Sable, Rocket, maybe, but I feel like it would whiff more often than not. You could potentially try Titania, but I feel like that's probably asking for trouble. I always find this bug kind of funny. Whenever Mysterio just runs away. He's just gone. Look at him, he's there. I don't know what causes the bug, but every once in a while he just runs away from his card. Kind of like one of the Harry Potter paintings. Very, very mysterious indeed. I saw someone suggest Agony to replace Bob. Help with board space. Could be okay, yeah. But it's lower impact, so it'd be better if you dropped it earlier rather than later. But it may not be. I don't think it'd be awful. Next up, we have Vosh. First location is Krakoa. I love a good gladiator. Why did you choose your avatar so expensive?
Breaking news.
Because we had people fighting back and forth about the avatar. Similar to when we had 5 redemptions for name origin all in a row. It's you have it at a discounted rate until someone abuses it, and then we gotta hike up the prices. And so like it was like 6 avatar redemptions, and so like one person was never getting their avatar represented, so it was super unfortunate. I treated myself to some salmon. What happened? Welcome back, Indy. You walked out of the stream like a legend. That's what happened. The only way we get into Death's Domain is with Jeff. Yeah. Emote only chat was used in very rapid succession a couple weeks ago. What card did we take out? Oh wow, Gwynpool. Gwynpool is a little unfortunate, but I'm gonna angle the Red Guardian to knock out whatever they have hidden behind Invisible Woman. should let us do that again. That until somebody abuses it, then it gets taken away. Zon asked her with the hydrate reminder. And then posture check as well. I need a new chair.
I want the throne.
So Rogue, Killmonger, no luck on any of them. Hope Summers, Real Mysterio. We save or reserve the right for like Shadow King left. Bring back the beard. I will. The reason the beard went away, I also like it better. I don't like the no beard look. I took away the beard because chat misbehaved. No, my wife is traveling. She's in Florida right now helping with the hurricane impact. And she's there, we're scheduled to be there until the 31st. My daughter doesn't care for my beard and was missing her mom. And she likes it much better whenever I'm shaven. And so I shaved so that she had something to be excited about leading up to whenever her mom gets home. And then in November, once my wife is back, November, we're not shaving for the entire thing. We'll see how like unkept it gets. Invisible Woman, Shadow King left. Is it Sarah Surfer or is it more Sarah Tech? No, I think I agree. I think that's probably a good call. I said do it or refund those subs. I want to make clear this is a total joke. No, yeah, Sergeant. He said remember those subs I gifted to help you get to full-time status? We'll take them away unless you shave. No, it's not that she like it's not like she doesn't like it. She just is really excited whenever I do shave. Like she's not one that gives out very many kisses. But as soon as she noticed that I shaved, she was like rubbing on my foot on my face, kissing my cheeks. And so I think it's definitely beard hater. It's cool. Yeah. They won mid for sure. We should win the left though with the Shadow King line. We'll have a very exciting December 1st. Yeah. I'm sure that there's like a happy middle ground somewhere that we can do. Tell your daughter to grow up. It's just a beard. Well, she's 3. Oh, I might break her heart if I tell her that. Right now, the world is still magical. Tell your beard to grow up. It's just the daughter. Yeah, I mean that. The other angle of it, I guess. Like you got a little soul patch. I think it's just, I don't know. Like I have scruff everywhere, but it just shows more thoroughly right here. Like it's not actually a soul patch, but it does. It looks that way. Like I had that same comment the last time I shaved. Tell her to quit being such a baby. Well, buy a fake beard for streaming. We could do that, Mr. J. We need to play Jeff before Mindscape. Go ahead and go Kate Bishop to the right. Black Swan, a good red guardian here, and we snap away. Ooh, no War Machine for him. Big. I guess it's something like maybe Hope Summers, Jeff Mysterio, 4. Either that or we go Gwynpool on 4. What are you going to be for Halloween? And did the no beard thing affect that choice? Actually don't know what I'm going to be. It depends on if my wife is back in time or not. Because if not, then I'll probably just go with something that we had from last year. Last year I went as the inflatable dinosaur. Super fun, but was so hard to keep up with and see because it was kind of cold. And so the little shield or visor kept getting fogged up, and so I couldn't see for anything. Kind of think we like Gladiator, Grapple Arrow. Next turn would be Jeff, Mysterio, and whatever else. Grapple Gladiator into the left. I was thinking that we play Jeff on 5, and then we can move it to Death's Domain on 6. And a good sub for Bob. My goodness. Hydration Robert. A good sub for Bob would probably be Sable, maybe potentially a Titania if you're going for like a last turn play. But I think Sable is like the easiest one. Gladiator 2x Gladiator value. We also have Bob that we can snap and move him into Death's Domain. If they top deck a Hit Monkey, we're going to give them Mysterio, which is a good tool for them. But right now, Shadow King's not a big miss. The snap could be because they have a Killmonger hidden behind Invisible Woman. Don't give them Bird, yeah. Although the Bird would probably be 6 cost on their end. So no longer thinking Killmonger. Wow, that is a big Iron Man that they sent our way. Awfully generous. Do you think it's a bait to do Iron Man to the right? I think it is. I think we just Iron Man mid unless they got lucky with a top deck of like Rogue or something else. Then we should be able to have plenty of power in mid. I guess they were hoping to compete for Death's Domain with the snap. Surely they forgot Jeff can move. He is very rarely used anymore. Especially with recently, he's kind of been dropped for other more higher value 2 costs.
Victory.
Hadn't seen Jeff. Yeah, but I think at best they were possibly snapping into a tie of left lane. Do get the retreat. We probably should have snapped back with the knowledge that we were dropping Jeff on 5. You think power creep is an issue? A little bit. Like the crazy stuff that we can do now. If you look back at the games that were like either pre-beta or as soon as beta came out, it's like night and day. Would Meek work in this deck? Got Sable. I don't think so. You have to discard cards for Meek, right? So I'd say no. But you could do Sable. If you really wanted to lean into like the movement piece, you could do Nightcrawler. But I think Sable's probably a little bit more, a little bit safer. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. we do Cape Bishop, we don't draw next turn. Go with a Mysterio. Because they keep releasing super powerful cards to drive sales. Yeah. Yep. I agree. Everything else, you don't see very many cards receive buffs. No Ghost Spider. We lost all hope. All hope is now lost. But we do get Sasquatch, which is massive here. We have Shadow King already poised, so if they move too much... I think the Mysterio Sasquatch 2 then 3 is probably good enough to snap on, knowing that they are looking to move a lot of their cards. And we have the Shadow King to like offset it when it does. Gladiator next turn. Try for a Gladiator. Always do Gladiator, Hydra Bob. We can do Gwynpool. Whoa. So a Sentry, not the type of deck I was thinking. But they're using it as a way to like, move the Void around so that they could try to set up an Annihilus. When did they start running Sentry? There's been a couple of decks floating around that use Madam Web Void. So then they could like shift it around so that we don't know for sure to cap out this right lane. I like it and don't like it at the same time. I guess we're going to fill the right lane here. Oh no, we chose wrong. He wasn't playing Sentry an hour ago? Oh, gotcha. But maybe a new tech that he's trying. Oh no. We got demolished. We have 4 power here, so we already jump up a bit, so Man-Thing is decent. We're going to have to fight for all 3 lanes, which I think we're still in a good spot. It's just the Annihilus is a little unfortunate. Kind of scary for the double drop left. Acid Arrow is decent. Ooh, the dagger shift right. Oh no. It got us. Maybe not. Man-Thing putting in work. No, there's 5, 6, 7, 8. No, we have it.
Victory.
Man-Thing went huge here, bringing us up to a tie where we wouldn't have been able to otherwise. Whew. The big dagger too. That Sentry Annihilus combo almost got us. Almost. Against all odds. Against all odds, we were able to pull it out. Wasn't comfortable. It'll do. We are close to top 200. We started the stream atrociously, but this deck has been dominant. We're 14-2 for 87.5% win rate, averaging 2 cubes per game. It's crazy. The deck feels crazy strong right now. We just need a couple more good wins. I think we should be able to do it. Hopefully. So US Agent, Silver Sable. Could be Cerebro 3. They might be cooking. But these 2 locations are really rough for Cerebro 3. How confident are we that that's what they're doing?
Oh, snap.
C3 has got to be bad. Yeah, I still feel like C3 is just not in a great spot for right now. Red Guardian. It's yelling C3. Valkyrie. And so, the Valkyrie was actually beautiful here. Because now they're stuck with Valkyrie getting the +2 power in Stark Tower. Love to see it. We have a Shadow King that can offset the Jeff, bringing him out back up to 3. Silver Sable going down. Ooh, wait. We don't want Gwynpool there. We want Gwynpool here. They have to Shadow King, right? Yeah. We'll run a Scarlet Witch. Okay. We need Shadow King, right? But what would Shadow King to the right do? I mean, it would bump Gladiator back up, but it wouldn't help against Cerebro that comes down. I think we have to Shadow King to the left. And with Daredevil, I kind of want to save it. That maybe it's more of a surprise element. Valkyrie was such a good pull until Scarlet Witch came and ruined it all, unfortunately. I mean, it's a good thing they're running Scarlet Witch. And then Flopped, thank you so much for the resub with your Prime for 4 months. Very much appreciate having you here. Hopefully you're having a great one. It could just be Mystique. They're just going to avoid this left lane. So 3 goes up to 7 if it's a double, right? 7, 14, 21. Goes to 7, 14, 15. 22 at max for them. I don't know if this wins, but I think it's the closest shot we've got. We don't have priority, so they will reveal first. Oh, the loot cage. Shadow King still offsets the loot cage, but once this Mystique comes down, we don't quite have enough left. Not a Mystique, it was a Negasonic, of all things. We're off by 2. Very, very close left lane. We weren't quite able to get it. Monger hidden in the right. Monger hidden in the right could have... I don't know if that would have won it for him, though. Well, our dreams... Our dreams of top 200... may have been dashed. Next up, we have Villela. First location, Throne Room. Start with a Kate Bishop. I always like to... I guess we could have done Mysterio. That we could do a turn 3 Sasquatch. Never bad. I do like to be able to save that for later on in the game, though, as just like that big bursty presence. Go ahead and double stack in mid. That way we have our mobile resources that are both able to scale, and then we can move them out later. We're going to be in desperate need of a Shadow King against the Human Torch. Can even throw Red Guardian, because I think most of these decks are running like Toxin or Beast, and they're going to want to be able to pull this back in and use it again last turn. Whether it's Living Tribunal variety or another one, I think taking out their Ghost Spider will be good. Here's the Shadow King. As long as they don't get to play it and then pull it back in again, we should be okay with that. We can do what? Gladiator, Grapple Arrow, bring Sasquatch down to 4. We can do Sasquatch Shadow King next turn. I just won 4 Conquest matches in a row thanks to Shadow King. So glad they buffed him. He really needed it. I know he went from unplayable to like broken now. Oh no, the Iron... Okay, Iron Fist is fine on the Agent Venom. The Human Torch can move 1 time, but we don't have to fear the Living Tribunal now. I think we always offset here. Sasquatch. Offset here, Sasquatch left. Mysterio for free, Sasquatch. We could have done Mysterio, but our board space was getting pretty congested. I wasn't sure if that was going to be the right call. Okay, Big Sage, unfortunately. Yeah, it's going to be enough for him. Big Sage into mid. Offsetting. That feels unfortunate. Because we countered, like, what was this, 18? And then this one was up to, I think, 8. So the dagger moving there and being that big resource instead of them, like, limping in like a Human Torch and then doing the dagger somewhere else feels unfortunate. It is all right. Sasquatch to the right was... Yeah, Sasquatch mid, Sasquatch to the right. Both would have won it. But it doesn't follow my line of what they would have played. Is what I was getting at. Like, I wouldn't have assumed that they would full stack a lane that they were already way ahead in. And then just kind of lightly play in the right lane. Then Brandy said, I've been toying with this deck too. I like it. I like this one a lot. So next up we have Nick Folian Dynamite. Let's go ahead and throw Hydra Bob. Hopefully Gwynpool gets pulled here. Into Scar. Red Guardian is less Pero para Adivino Dios. The only God would have known. And the Hydrate Reminder from Dolly. Let's hold off on anything for now. We Good Shadow King, but I think we skip. And I'm going to try and finish this one quickly, but ads are about to start, and I've used all of my snoozes. I apologize. I'm the worst. I'm the worst at it. And so they will run here in just a second. Gladiator hitting Copycat. Fine. You'd practice your Spanish, go down to Florida. I mean, I'm sure my wife wouldn't mind. Go Gwynpool here. A very similar deck with just maybe a Silver Sable instead of Bob. Let's go ahead and full send here. May sound weird since I'm not going to see ads. But it's way better to roll ads from time to time instead of pre-roll ads. Yes. I definitely enjoyed like running the ads instead of so that I can disable pre-rolls. The only issue is I don't like to run them mid-game, so I usually try to like run them in between games. And this one I ran out of snoozes, so I wasn't able to like push it off any further. Got +2, but this was -2, so the Shadow King offsets it to normal. Sage dead now that Shadow King is back to 2-3. I'd say no. A lot of times Sage is a last turn drop anyways. Had the real Mysterio been right, we would have won there. That's alright. But it is time for me to go pick up my son from school. I was messaging and no one was able to go pick him up. So let's go ahead and raid you guys over. Let's see who's live right now. We have Dexter. We have Woody. Woody's rocking almost 1,000 viewers. So I'm guessing he got a raid from Jeff. Jeff got off. Would we rather do Woody or would we rather do Dexter? And then you said Jeff rated him. And then I may or may not. He just now rated him because we had a jump up in a pretty big jump up in viewers that may have like shot away from him and over here. The problem with going small is that I don't know many of their I don't know the quality of many of their streams. So it's like I don't know. So I don't know if we're gonna go in there and they're just gonna be like swearing up a storm, which happened the other day whenever I was with someone. We can raid over into Hannah. Let me see how long she's been live though. If she's been live long, then it might not. She's been live 7 hours. So we're gonna go ahead and send over to Dexter. I think that one's always a safe home for a pretty decently long stream. He's only been live for an hour, so we'll raid you guys over there. I don't want to send you guys somewhere and then they end up like ending shortly after. So Thank you guys, as always, for the fantastic stream. I wouldn't be able to do this without you guys. But we will catch you around on the next one, whether that be, I think I'll be live tomorrow, but I'll let you guys know. As always, I appreciate you guys. We'll see you again very, very soon.
Maybe this. This seems all right. What is this? TLSG with the radio. Thank you, TLSG. Welcome. Can you get a shout out for TLSG? You guys need to go give him all of your money immediately. He's gone full time. Do I win right? This is only 17. Oh, shit, man. It's only